Welcome everybody to the Culture Shock Podcast. Now today we got a former WBO champion, 23-4 on his record, hometown legend, hometown king. Man, we could go all day with these accolades. I'm really excited for him to be here. I just want to welcome myself, Pat Bayless, but I really want to welcome Jamel Herring to the Culture Shock Podcast. What's up, my man?
Yo. Long Island is finest. What's up?
Appreciate you being here. Today we got Moo, and today we got Los as the co-host today, man. We got a really special episode ahead of us, man. I want to jump right into it, Jamel. For people that don't know you, and don't know where you kind of started, can you let everybody know? Yeah, can you let everybody know where you from and where you started?
I'm glad my man Moo here because, like I said, I know him since we was kids. Like our family is close. It's just, Moo knows this type of environment we all come from. Like everybody's family knows everybody pretty much. Back in Gordon Heights, no matter if it's from the Quorum side, the Memphis side, all those cats, we all know each other. So I just try to, continue to go by, my roots and just stay grounded. None of that shit that on TV, whatever, ever changed me because I know where I came from and I'm proud where I came from. That's why y'all always see me back at home every other day, any chance I can get. I'm actually mad I missed the
Old Head Day.
I
thought you were gonna pull up.
I'm mad because it would have been good to see a lot of people that I haven't seen in a minute. You know what I mean? Cause I'm always busy and shit, but most people who know me, they know. Like I said, I've always been the same since I was a kid. Just like before we started the podcast, I asked about Moo's father because his family, shout out to my man Popey, his uncle. That was like my first trainer in life outside of my household. When I started playing Gordon Heights football.
Right.
Who did it? Yeah, you know what I mean? That's why.
Who did it?
That's where I came from. So that's one thing. Like when I fought for my first world title, if y'all look, I put on purple and gold to represent, Gordon Heights, where I came from.
Heights.
I ain't never forget where I came from, no matter where I went. You know what I mean?
That's love, and that's not for everybody, man. Some people, they move up and they forget.
Yeah.
But, I think that's love. Was boxing really your first love, or was another sport really your first love before boxing?
Actually, it was like I said, it was football. Football was the very first sport I ever got into like that. I did track, I played ball, did everything, but I obviously over the years, in football, you gotta really size up. And I was like, I ain't into all that. So that's when I started, varying to other sports. Like I said, track, basketball, boxing was actually the last thing that I even thought about doing. Shout out to my man Ashanti Hendrickson. His father was my first trainer back in the Heights.
Ashanti, he from the hood.
Yeah.
That's fire. So going straight from high school, you decide in what was it before you right after you went from high school? What was the next step? Was it the Marine Corps or was it boxing first?
Nah, it was actually. I started boxing. I was probably like 15, 16. So I was obviously first, but like right after high school, it was straight into the the military service. And there, let me think. I wasn't boxing for a hot minute when I had to join because I was too busy, doing the military thing, whatever. But I think it wasn't until maybe I joined in 2003, so it wasn't until maybe 2008 that I really got back into it like that. You know what I mean? And then that's when I really started taking it more seriously to get to the to the Olympics in 2012 and things like that. And then from there, after the Olympic Games, that's when I decided to go pro. But yeah, like I said, boxing was actually the last thing on my mind at the time. I just did it, just stayed busy. And also when I did in the military, to stay from, I was always in Iraq. So I was like, let me just, sit my ass down somewhere without getting deployed all the goddamn time and get back into it.
Right.
Did you have any thoughts about boxing professionally? Was it anything that was therapeutic to you at first, or?
Yeah, it was for me. It's more therapeutic because anybody knows my story. I lost my daughter back in 2010 from SIDS. So for me, boxing and training was just therapeutic to keep my mind up for all the madness out there. But it really wasn't until I honestly 2011 when I was like, yo, maybe after everything with the Olympics and everything, maybe I can make a run for the pros. But I was cool with just most part. I was cool with just living, the military life and just getting a guaranteed paycheck and things of that nature. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right. That was gonna be my next question. So how do you transition from getting $60,000 a year to $60,000 paychecks.
Shit. yeah. It's crazy. Like in the beginning, that shit was rough. Like,
right.
most people don't know. Like, my first like pro check, and at the time was considered a lot. For going at the Olympics, and then was like 3,500. That was
Wow.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That was the first. That was my very first check, and then like up until like when I fought, when I had to fight with Shakur, I'm shout out to my man Shakur. I'm gonna see him tomorrow. But when I fought Shakur, it was like 7 figure, with the like 7 figure, payday. So it's a grind, but like the grind is what actually kept me humble, because it was like I actually remember like again, like I just showed y'all, like I remember like from where I started from, coming out even as an Olympian, it still wasn't no guarantee. So it was like, it was a grind, and I started seeing everybody else around me when they started getting money. Also, when they started changing up how everyone was reacting towards them, I was like, nah, I ain't gonna never go that route, because you know what I'm saying, it ain't a good look. So
right,
even now, I just like to just chill and just have fun and just stay humble and grounded.
So okay, I'm sorry. Going back to the Olympian part. That was what 2010 to 2012. If I'm correct, right? You won gold.
Nah. That's the thing about it. I came up short.
Oh, what was it? What you win?
I think all of us came up short, except for my girls, Clarissa.
Except for the girls, right?
Yeah, Clarissa Shields, my homegirl Marlon and Fargo. Like I said, I was on there with my man Errol Spence, Marcus Brown from Staten Island.
I feel like Lamont was there too.
Rashid Warren. Which Lamont?
I thought Lamont Roach. Maybe
Lamont. I think Lamont was Lamont wasn't on that team. Lamont wasn't on that team, but Lamont was around in the amateurs and everything like that. But he wasn't on that team. But like, it was actually a stacked team. Like a lot of those guys, you know what I'm saying, that was on the team, they also became world champions. But in terms of like the Olympic Games, we just came up short.
Yeah, Los. I know you had a question.
No, I was gonna say, like at one point, did it reassure to yourself where it was like, I'm different in terms of the level in boxing? You know what I'm saying? Like, was it Olympian level or?
Nah, it was actually on some real shit. It was literally like right before all the Olympics, like maybe a year prior, like like I said, 2011, during the Olympic trials, or whatever. It was in Alabama. We had to make the Olympic team, and then you had to like earn a spot to get to a chance to make the Olympic team. And it was like, then I was like, when I was winning, every day throughout the tournament, I was like, yo, maybe I can one day, maybe I should go pro. But at that point in time, I was cool with just, so I was cool honestly with just being there. You know what I'm saying I made it that far.
Right.
But I was also comfortable, still living the military lifestyle. You know what I mean?
So what kicked that drive into the next gear?
I honestly, it's mainly everyone behind me. Like for me, I was like, I was cool with it, whatever. But everybody was like, nah, Mel, you should really consider, like, really focus on, the next step as a pro. I mean, as a fighter. Don't ever be that guy to be like, what if, like, damn, that could have been me out there, or you know what I mean? So they were just like, go for it. If all else fails, you can always come back to the military. But other than that, everybody was just like, just go shoot for it. So it was mainly everybody behind me instead of more than me, wanting to go pro. It was mainly like, I'm like, close friends, family, and everyone was like, just take a shot at it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's my thing is that would you have, if you had not gone the boxing route, say you would have went that other way, if you would have stayed, would you have made the Marines a career and just stayed there?
Yeah, I'd have been fucking around, been retiring next year, which is crazy because that'd have been like 20 years in the game.
A long time.
Yeah. Next year, but nah, like I have no regrets. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, I still represent the Marine Corps, whatever, as y'all see.
For
whatever.
sure.
And they still show me love and support, so it kind of played out, hand in hand. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. What kind of intangibles did being in the Marine Corps bring to your boxing career and you as a professional?
I think it was more of like on the discipline side. Like there's been like, it's the times when you don't feel like, honestly, we all get there, you don't feel like doing shit.
Right.
Like you really don't feel like you don't want to do nothing. Like, so it was like mainly like the military side was like, that whole mindset of always work. So I was just like, I just pushed through a lot of shit, even though there was times like I didn't feel like doing nothing, or days where like my body was just going through it, but I was like, I got to get through it, and that's when that military mindset comes in, and that's when it helps out, even in the ring, like I've been cut, whatever, you know what I'm saying? There's times I'll be like, yo, fuck it, it could be worse. That's how y'all look at it, like, oh, it could be worse. Like, you could be out here in the desert again or some shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, facts.
So I was like,
and I feel like
I just have to go do what I gotta do.
Right.
And I feel like when you could always have that reference point, like shit, I was in Kuwait, I was in Iraq. I'd rather be here than over there. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that definitely empowers you to knock somebody out.
I think in like 2006, I'm out there in the middle of the fucking desert chilling and shit. Normal day. Y'all need to know where we come from. We don't never see this shit. I'm talking about like a rocket over my fucking head. I thought it was some shit. I thought I was seeing shit. Until that motherfucking explosion went off in the background. Oh, this shit is real. Like, we really got here. So I was like, yo, that's why like every time I like even now I'm like, yo, every time I think about some hard ass, some rough shit, I'm like, nah, I could be worse. Like,
do you have a crazy military story?
Man, I got how many, man? Which one?
Give me one of your craziest. Give me one of your craziest experiences in the military.
We out there on a convoy. That's basically like, all the trucks following behind each other and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Can you set Can you set time, location where you are?
It was. I think this is like again. This is like 2007, Iraq.
Okay, Iraq.
Middle of the day. We thinking everything. Like I said again, it's the middle of the day. It's broad daylight. We out there.
Hot as fuck.
Next thing, man, 120 degrees out there.
Wow.
On a normal
60
day.
pounds of gear on.
For real. Oh yeah. So we was driving, and never forget one of my peoples, their Humvee gets hit from a roadside bombing from under, but luckily it hit the hit the front of the Humvee, but it split. So now we gotta get out, lock up. Be out there. Now, mind you, this is broad daylight. It was known for getting hit by snipers and shit at around that time, whatever. Because they wasn't having firefights, head on because we had too much power for that. So they were just clipping us off, one by one with snipers. So it was protocol. So we gotta get out, make sure there's not any more, bomb. But it was like an all day process. And another time I was out there. I gotta post a picture for y'all, matter of fact. I got the picture still. I was out there doing security detail on the roof, and a mortar round is basically when they shoots up and it just the whole thing goes, bam. So I never forget. I'm out there again, broad daylight.
It's Call of Duty.
Yeah, we out there chill. I'm out there chilling, taking pictures and shit. Bam, hey yo, the mother was hitting us one by one. Like and then think about it, we had to go out and find whoever was doing this shit, which we did, but like. Yeah, I got stories for days of just
scary, man. That's scary times.
That's a blessing though to be able to survive and speak about those kind of not only interactions, but obviously that danger, that level of scare, be able to persevere.
Yeah. So for my motivation was just basically like it was crazy. Like it probably drive anyone's crazy, but it was like I was just happy just to see the next fucking day. I'm not gonna be right. Because I remember I seen like one story. It was a sergeant, whatever. He was out, like he was giving us a class. He was giving us a class on what to look out for in terms of like he was like bomb squad. If I could put it in the middle, you know what I'm saying? Regular, he was bomb squad.
Yeah.
He showing us what to look out for. And like 2 weeks later, he gets killed and blown up. And remind you, this is a dude who had a baby that was just born that he never got to meet. So when I seen that shit, and I'm like, yo, I'm about to be a parent myself. I'm like. Nah, I gotta be on my fucking P's and Q's because this shit out here real. Like, you just thinking like it can't happen to me, but then the man next to you, what I'm saying, he ain't there no more.
Yeah, that hits home real. That hits home.
Yeah,
crazy.
I'm like, I'm saying, for those who got kids, y'all know how it is, man. You got kids one day, life is good. Next thing you know, so your kid growing up without a father. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's scary. You don't even realize in America, what's going on in that war. Like you hear about it, you can see quote unquote videos, but back then there really wasn't social media like that. So all that shit you're reading, and it's like that's just crazy in itself.
You make that shit sound like a minute because we getting lying.
I know. Now we
got them like emails and shit. Like
facts.
That shit was wild. Because it's crazy. Because back then, I don't know how it is now, honestly, but like I know, like say like if somebody got hurt or injured. They cut communication off for everybody over there on that side of the world. Like, I mean, like, say like somebody got killed. I wouldn't be able to call home because they make sure to cut all communication. Because it was one of the things where, like, if say like somebody did pass away, they wanted to make sure that they gave the correct information to the families first, and rather than somebody else, calling them his family, be like, yo, this what happened. They ain't because they ain't want to do all that, so they was like, so to prevent that from happening, they were just like, yo, they cut off. You wasn't using no internet, you wasn't making no phone. It was none of that. This is back in MySpace days, so motherfucker couldn't write a post. It was
why would you want to anyway? You know what I mean?
Wow,
it's crazy.
Wow.
So I was thinking about taking it back to boxing. So like who like some of the games, some of the young boxers in the game right now. Actually, first let's get to your current state or how you feel the current state of boxing is.
Nah, I had to get up out of there. Like it's a young man's game. I'm not trying to sound old and shit, but like these kids now, you see they 21 and 20 years old now, they're fighting at a high level. So it's like it's one of those things like when your body, like when your body says, it's time to do something else, it's time to do something else. So like, but shout out to again, like my man Shakur, Devin Haney, Javante Davis, Ryan Garcia, all them young cats. Like, I don't like, so for me, I don't have no ill will towards nobody. So it's like, make your money, do what you got to do.
I'm going to put you on the spot here, Jamel. I'm sorry, but I'm going to put you on the spot. We got a big fight coming up. Big fight. Errol Spence, your boy. Your boy. Against Terrence Crawford. Who you got? Who you got and why?
Hey, you know why? It's to me, and it's some real shit. And I'm pretty sure y'all all argued on this shit, same shit, because we all do. And I'm giving this shit as like from a fan's perspective, like, just you know what I'm saying, just watch it. I think to me, that's too much of a 50-50, but they both different, where they have their own strengths. And it's like, because like I was talking about shit today. Errol, for instance, Errol is a workhorse. Like he gonna just keep coming. Like, what I mean, he gonna fight whatever. Go watch his fight with when he fought Kell Brook. But like my man Bud, on the other hand, like Bud, he got a lot of tools in, what I'm saying, in the bag and shit. Like, he get mean. Right? He wanna fight, he wanna box, he wanna. But like it's like my Errol is like, yo, like you can hit that motherfucker with everything, but he gonna just keep coming. It's like what they say, like, so one of the things was like, a moving, you know what I'm saying, like a how to stop like a moving fucking train and shit. But it's like, to me, I feel like it's I would say whoever bring their A game to the table that day, because like I said, I know Bud had issues a bit with like when he fought Sean, my man Sean Porter in the beginning of that fight, he was having issues with the
that was a good fight.
Yeah, that was a good fight until you know what I'm saying, until Bud really bit down and and ended that shit.
It to him. Yep.
But like even with Errol again, when he fought Kell Brook, he was having issues, dealing with a boxer. But that work rate, he kept pushing and pushing, and then he broke my man Oblobone. At that point in time, Kell Brook was probably the best welterweight, rated at that time. So it was like it's hard because like, man, they both have they they like a lot of great attributes.
Was Errol dodging?
Nah. I see the man all the time.
I'm just playing because that was big in the news. Why everybody kept saying Errol dodging?
They said it, but they say they talk crazy about.
Of course.
Like EJ, shout out to EJ. You know what? I'm gonna say this now on y'all shit. I'll make sure to send them the link because I fuck them all the time. Errol, don't forget your ass is born Long Island, so we're gonna keep it.
Facts. He's from Long Island. Yeah, he's from Long Island.
I get on his ass all the time.
I ain't know that.
I didn't even know.
Long Island. Yeah.
He got family in Brentwood.
He from the hood, then. He from out here.
Yeah.
All right.
Send him this clip. That's a fact.
Story for y'all. This 2012 again, the Olympic trials, 2011, matter of fact. When I met, we was like I said, me and him was both winning together. And so he was like, "Hey, mom," because his mother's from New York, and you know what I'm saying. So his mom, he's like, "Hey, mom, he from Long Island too." Then we started, we was kicking and exchanging stories. She got family out there in Brentwood, and then he was born, he was born in Long Island. So every time I see him, like, yo,
he probably born on South Side of Stony Brook.
They say Dallas, but you in New York, because I don't want to hear it.
Right, he's from Texas. Yeah,
right.
Yep. Whenever y'all time y'all see him say, "Man, you from Long Island."
That's crazy. But who you got though?
Family there.
Who wants to know who you got?
I don't know, man. I can't call it, bro.
I'm going but I have a question that I feel like is a very like fan like question because I always like the theatrics at AB. Even though he say some wild stuff before, after the fight, do some stuff crazy during the fight. But what was your favorite camp as far as being around fighters? Because obviously you've been around Buzz camp, you've been around AB camp.
Bro, you've been following me. I've been around. Like I said, I started out when I moved out of here in to Cincinnati. Of course, I started training with my man AB. Everybody calls him twin around here because he got a twin brother. They're not identical twins, we got a twin brother, but so everybody calls him twin. But honestly, man, I probably really have to say the Terrence Crawford camp because, like I said, they're the ones who made me a world champion. No disrespect to my man Mike Stafford in Cincinnati, but
Bomac, baby.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Bomac, they made me a world champion, so I'm always gonna have love for them and out there in Omaha. And it's crazy. Who the fuck ever thought that boxing, would be big out there in Omaha, Nebraska? So
right.
That was a coach. That was a culture shock for me when I went out there to go train. But they always show love out there in Omaha. And same thing out here in Cincinnati with ABs. Matter of fact, I gotta get on his ass too because I gotta get his ass.
Yeah,
back.
What happened? I thought he was about to fight.
I want to know what happened with that too.
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure this
exclusive?
out.
I think he said something about his mental health, right? Is that?
Yeah. But I really need to talk to him because I seen him. I think at the end of last year. I seen him after that, but I seen him because Jada, Fab, and had a concert out here, and I went out to, and he was there. So we kicked it for a minute, but I was like, yo, you gotta really get back and get focused. You don't need to be out here all the time, partying and shit. It's cool to get out, but we need you back in the gym because when he be out here in the streets, he always getting some shit.
Right.
Sometimes you gotta be fuck all that being that yes man shit. That's one thing I don't like about some of the people out here. Too many yes men. But I was like, yo, he gonna need somebody to be honest and straight up with him. Like, yo, this ain't it for you. So we always have heart-to-heart conversations. All that shit y'all see in terms of where he be wilding out doing whatever. That shit be for sure because he could be a real laid back, quiet, humble dude, but just that. He feel like he got to put that persona on, to get that buzz.
I was gonna say to get the sell, right?
Yeah, get them ticket sales going on.
Yeah.
But that's one thing. That's one thing I avoided. I was like, I ain't gonna try to switch up and create some character that I'm not. Because for one, like I said, people moving everyone back at home. Y'all gonna see through that shit.
Exactly.
And then you're not gonna get the. You know what I'm saying? It's I'd rather get love at home than forget trying to fool the world and put on the persona. Because when it's all said and done, home is what you got.
Right, so they ain't gonna care about you once you old. Once you retire and you're done, they ain't gonna care about your ass.
They're not gonna care about how much money you made and all that shit. It's basically the mark you left on the world at the end of the day.
Right.
Exactly. And you could tell if you look at all your fights at the end, you always got your family around. Yeah. And then they got the belts. They wearing the same things. Same people you can see at Walmart, you see them right on TV, on HBO, Showtime.
I was just there in Middle Island too, the Walmart. Everybody, you want God.
Yeah. You want to go to a wild place, go to the Middle Island. Yeah. Walmart. That's a wild place right there. Shout out to Walmart.
I was just over there, you know what I'm saying, cutting it up and shit. So
that's love.
I'd rather go, but I'm saying, I'd rather move point out, I'd rather go home, be by myself. I hate doing that entourage shit. I never did it. Right. If anything, like I said, only entourage I had was just the family itself.
Right.
But you kind of. I don't do all that. Like I said, when I want to go home, I want to go home and feel comfortable without looking over my shoulder because everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? I was real from the time I left to the time I came back.
Yes, sir.
Right. How much do you credit? I mean, you kind of answered that question, but how much do you credit the circle that you kept throughout your whole career? To your wins. Obviously, it's the training and everything that goes into it, right? It's a preparation. But how much do you credit your circle for keeping you on track to have you have that 23-4 record, to have you have those knockouts and that great career? How much percentage do you put on that circle of yours, that family of yours, on being so successful?
I give it more than half. There's some real shit. I already had that military mindset, so I can do the training and all that mess. But it's when you got that that push and that motivation and that inspiration behind you, it takes you to a different level. So I give a lot to, family and close friends and things like that. For me, honestly, even my last fight, if you look at the colors, that was actually Longwood colors on some real shit. I just put on green and gold. Just, you know what I'm saying? But everything, y'all see everything with me, it always, something reminds me of home. You know what I mean? Something has to because y'all know where the fuck we from, man. Like, if you turn on motherfucking News 12, it ain't nothing positive going on. You know what I mean?
Not for sure.
They always listen, and there's a lot
Especially in corn.
and then and we grew up with a lot of good people, but they rather showcase all the bullshit and homicides and
that's what sells to people. It's sad.
Yeah, and it's crazy. So it's like let me at least be, that inspiration in terms of like why this good where we came from. You know what I mean? That's why I ain't never see me out here. For every time, matter of fact, every time I do an interview, it's always a shout out. I even had them motherfuckers even for my last fight. I said, yo, when y'all announce my fight, y'all announce my fight, it's Gordon Heights Corner.
Yeah, I see that.
I love that. That's fire.
Put the Gordon Heights in there. I was there. I didn't care. I was like, yo, when y'all put that shit on ESPN, it's Gordon Heights Corner. I don't care. That's how we going out. That's just me. But like, yeah. So a lot of my inspiration comes from back at home. Like I forget. I don't listen. I remember motherfuckers like Coach Payne and all them dudes back in football and and all them. So like I say, I'm still close with Moo's father and the rest of the families. Shout out to Sherelle and all of them. You know what I'm saying? So they know the real me, and I'm just like, yo, I ain't gonna never switch up for no dollar. Never, because like I said, you know what I'm saying, when that shit's over, it's over.
Right.
Love. That's forever, baby.
That's fine. First 15 fights you win. You 15-0, right? You start that professional career off hot, 15-0.
Lovely.
Yeah. First loss. Tell me what you felt losing that first fight.
That shit hurt.
I wanna know in that moment.
Think about it. When you run through motherfuckers, it comes through anybody. You gonna think like, yo, I'm gonna just smash this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen, I got a cut. Still, I got like a scar right as a reminder from that because it's crazy when I got hit.
Mm-hmm.
I got my fucking tooth went through my motherfucking
Damn.
So I had a
right under your lip.
I had a big ass hole in my, under my motherfucking lip and shit.
I got one of those scars too.
After that
crazy.
fight. So but I think that's honestly some real shit. That shit made me more humble though, because like you really like I don't care what it is, boxing, anything you do when you actually that guy at that time, whatever. You will see when you have that one setback, people that start to fall off, and you know what I'm saying, your circle gets smaller. That's why what we were saying earlier, like that's why you'll see me with the family, because you know what I'm saying, after that shit, like I ain't have no heart, you know what I'm saying, no ill will towards nobody, but it was just a reality check, you know what I mean? So instead of me taking that shit as a loss, I took that shit as a lesson. But you know it was rough because then you had to get back on the whole. It takes a hit to your it takes a hit to your confidence. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So like, damn, you know what I mean? I took a setback already. It's still early. How the fuck am I bounce back? So it was one of those things. But like, nah, man, for me, I just had to basically find that motivation and self-belief again to get back in it. You know what I mean? But it wasn't that first one. It still hit hard, but at the end of the day, for the most part, you gotta take most of them shits as lessons. You can't sit there and dwell on it because it's gonna just hold you back.
Right. Motivation, where did it come from?
Motivation, like I said, I think it came from my daughter's passing. You know what I mean? Like, and then like, where we from, motherfuckers didn't give us a chance or nothing. I remember one of the guidance counselors, I ain't gonna say her name.
You can say her name.
She followed me on Facebook now.
That's the best though.
Matter of fact, you probably know because she live in the Heights with us and shit. She black. Yeah, fuck, man.
We're gonna remember.
We'll say it off air. We'll say it off air.
I would say I only know one, but I think I know you're talking about.
I know we all know only one. There's only one.
I think I know you're talking about.
Yeah, listen. I came back to visit again. Even when I was in the military, I came back to visit. I had my uniform and everything. Came up to Longwood and everything. She looked at me, went to the office. She was like, "Oh, I thought you said you was going to the Marine Corps. I thought you was just talking to be talking. Like she didn't have no faith." I was like, "Man, that's fuck." But she was dead serious. But like stuff like that is what basically motivates me some real shit. Because I like to prove people wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I don't ever allow anybody, to tell your fucking story. You know what I mean? So for me, I write my own pages. So when that still plays a reminder to me today. So when she told me that to my face, I was like, damn, people really be out here, really would doubt you. No matter what, you can sit there and say, I'm gonna do this and do that. They're gonna listen. You're gonna have people out there that doubt you left and right. So after that, I use that instead of being angry, having a fit about it and crying about it. I just use that shit as motivation.
So, and how important it is. Yeah. Sorry, but how is it? How important it is for you to believe in yourself? Because at a certain extent, I can relate a little bit because I have 2 other brothers, but I'm totally different from them. Right. I went to jail in high school. You know, they straight A students went to college. I never did any of those things. And obviously, you have brothers, and I would say for positive, for worse, whatever, however you want to describe it, but just explain how it is important for you to have that self-confidence so you don't follow your brothers or your siblings or your cousins, but you actually like believe in yourself, believe in your own dreams.
You know, it's crazy. Even what you saying that shit, I'm looking at you like you still got another chance, opportunity to be great. You know what I mean? Right. That's how you got. Your past is your past at the end of the day. Even when, like I said, you know, my brother Gerard's out here all the time wilding the fuck out there. Right. We just put that out there right now. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, I'm completely opposite from you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? My brother, my best friend and shit. But like, even I tell him, like, yo, you can't let your past define who you are. Like, I always say, little progress is better than no progress. You know what I'm saying? At least you working your way up. Even you may not be going the rate that you want to be going, but you still doing better than you were yesterday. So I always that was my motivation. Like when I started seeing even like my man Earl and them, you know, they was like they winning world titles, and I was still, you know, chucking along. But it was like, yo, as long as I know I'm making that progress, that's all the motivation I need. You know what I'm saying? I just need to believe in me. You know what I mean? Because you're gonna have people, you always gonna have people that's gonna doubt you. You're gonna have people that's gonna believe that you probably gonna, you know what I'm saying, continue doing the same shit you was doing a couple of years ago, whatever. But nah, you gotta, like I said, man, it's up to you just to motivate yourself at times, even when you don't have that backing that you would like to have. Because I didn't always have the like I said, I always had love from y'all. Don't get me wrong, from back at home, but I wasn't that guy out there where people was begging to come see me fight, and you know what I'm saying, you know, out there buying my merchandise and shit like that. So that's why. But that's another reason why I always get back to, you know what I'm saying, everybody back at home, because like if all else felt, I still had everybody back at home. But like, you know what I'm saying, that's all the motivation that needed. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, just that little, I don't care how little, you know what I'm saying, that base was, or, you know, or that you know, the idea in your mind is, you know, sometimes you gotta just boost yourself and continue kicking and pushing it from there. But yeah, man, your past is your past. Fuck it. Today's a new day. You know what I'm saying? What we're gonna do? We're gonna sit around and cry about it, or we're gonna make a move.
I love it. Results. That's what I want.
Get it done. I mean?
But for me, speaking all about all that belief and motivation, everybody that, you know, everything that sums up everyone I was talking about. Tell me about how that first championship felt. You know what I mean? That first time you got that belt and you was like, ah.
Oh, they doubted me then too.
That reaction was crazy.
Hey, listen, this is gonna be it for me. We're going out purple and gold, like the way I started. I started out purple and gold. If we're going, it's gonna be the last one. We're gonna finish out purple and gold. But like when I got that shit, man, that was because I had got it on my daughter's birthday. Like I said, you know, she had passed. She would have been 10 years old that day. You know what I mean? So like,
that's emotional right there, man. Just getting on that date. You know what I mean?
When I got that belt on me, it was like that was my gift to her, because you know, with all the ups and downs I had to go through, like I pointed out the first, you know, couple of losses or whatever, and this and that, I still got to the pinnacle on where I wanted to be at. So for me, you know, that was enough of me. Like I could have just stopped boxing right then and been cool, because like I said, I proved a lot of people wrong that, like, you know, who didn't believe in me. So it was cool, but from then it all it did, I in the end though, it just motivated me to do more in my life. Like, yo, if I did this shit and they doubted me, what else can I do that people wouldn't believe that I can do? So I just kept pushing forward.
Okay, I got a follow up for you.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. No, do you think you got the follow up?
All right. So like I play football, right? So I'm not the best athlete, but and you know, you got to combine the brain with the brawn, right? So as a tacticianist, when you like locked in, yeah, I mean you eye to eye with the guy, you know what I mean? Where are you mentally? Like what is, like, you know what I mean? Tell me. I want to go through that thought process, like psychologically first.
Also, do you talk shit while you fighting? I need to know that.
Nah, do I?
Too humble.
How'd that feel? Papa.
Listen, I'll be quiet and shit though. I just be trying to just inflict pain, but like I'm going back to what Lowe's was saying. Matter of fact, we're gonna just address the elephant in the room. That motherfucking Shakur fight, man. That motherfucker, yo, listen. It was like I said, tactician. I'm like, yo, like the whole time I'm thinking like, it wasn't like I don't think any boxer is afraid to fight anybody, whatever. I know sometimes taking risks it'll fuck up your pockets, but like when it came to the Shakur fight, I was like, okay, I know he's just a naturally gifted, the better boxer in terms of boxing. So my thing was like, yo, you gotta be honest with yourself. You gotta know your both your strengths and your weaknesses. Some motherfuckers, y'all see it all the time. Some people boxing, that motherfucker can't do this to me. Da, 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 da.
Yeah.
But good and goddamn well, like you don't fit that
exactly
mold.
what happened.
Right.
So I was like, I wasn't going. Yeah, y'all ain't never seen me in no interview saying I'm about to go out here and I'll box no Shakur Stevenson. My thing was like, yo, I gotta go out here and just catch him and inflict pain because there's no way that I'm outbox him for 12 rounds. You know what I mean? Because I know how Shakur is very defensive,
right, technical.
Yeah, and he's very technical and he knows how to use range. So it's like, yo, forget that other side of Jamel that just seen in the past. I was like when I was the one out there outboxing everybody. Like I knew because me and Shakur used to spar all the time back in the day. So I knew. You know what I'm saying, my strengths and my weaknesses, but like that's what people gotta actually understand. Sometimes people like it's cool to boost yourself, but you also got to be honest with yourself. Like I ain't like even after that fight, I ain't never make any excuses for that loss, whatever. Because like I said, he was just a better man. But you know what I mean. I took pride in knowing that there's a lot of motherfuckers right now who's not gonna fight him. Y'all know that shit,
right?
Yo, name one of y'all favorite fighters right now and ask them if they're gonna fight in that weight class if they're gonna fight Shakur Stevenson. Yeah.
To me, that was as far as like a strategy, and obviously, I feel like as a fighter, you don't want to back down. But did you have an opportunity to pick your fight? Was there any other offer besides? Because I thought,
Jay Prince was on my ass that time, bro.
Man, I thought that you could have had another fight first.
Nah. See, they actually again shout out to my man Jay Prince. We all cool now and shit, but like. When I fought, my man Pat got the picture in the back. When I fought Frampton, that was the gimme. That was the fight because they were trying to put because like say at that point in time, Shakur was my mandatory, so I was supposed to fight him either way, but because of the whole pandemic, they let the shit slide and they let me go fight Frampton.
Oh wow,
but
that was a long time then.
But listen, I can't even. I'm not no. I can't. Yo, I can probably
fight him.
I can find his email for you right now. Yo, some real shit. The minute I got the ring, after in that picture right there, the next fucking day, I had an email from like the WO like saying, you got to fight Shakur Stevenson next. If you don't give us an answer in 30 days, we're taking the belt.
What?
That's
corny as fuck.
I didn't even know they do stuff like that.
Corny shit is that?
It's a cold game. Yo, up to my like, I bet, I didn't even have time to even heal up. And I had to make a decision in like 30 days, you know what I'm saying? If I was going to fight Shakur, I was going to vacate. And I was like, one of the things like, yo, if I vacate, how does that look? Like,
I was going to say that. That's pride.
You look scary as shit if you were sitting there like,
I don't want no smoke.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, but yo, Jay Prince, shout out to Jay Prince, but he had the lawyers and everybody on that shit, like, yo. But I credit Jay. Jay went by the rule. Usually, if you look at boxing, they don't always go by the rule books for shit.
Right.
Jay and them was on that shit. Like I'm talking about, like it was already on Twitter. Like boom,
forcing that business, baby.
This is I never forget. It was like, hey, congrats, Mel, but we got next. Like on the rip. Like so, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go home, chill for a week. But fuck it, we're gonna have to make that. We gotta just fight. It's fuck it. But for me, I don't take this shit personally. That's why I think that's why I easily cope with this shit afterward. Because you get a lot of fucking fighters. When they lose, they get real bitter towards motherfuckers in the world and shit. For me, I took it as it's just a sport. Like I said, I'm about to go.
I think you had a reason because Shakur was saying some wild stuff.
He was.
More importantly, now that I have a fiance, I know how important it is when somebody brings up anybody in your family, but especially your wife or somebody you feel like you got to defend or you don't want to go back home to her. Feeling like
she was going more hard than me. Like.
No, she was on it. I'm not gonna get into the story, Pat. You gotta go on Twitter.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
pick up the thread.
I'm not going. Yeah, I don't want to. I feel like I remember that though.
He apologized.
Yeah, I feel like I remember that though.
Now because she want to see him fight. She want to this weekend too to see him fight. But like like I said, when me and him spoke, had that one on. Because like I said, me and Shakur never had no issues. So like, he actually took me by surprise. I'm not going front because like again, we had no issues ever. Like we used to be in the same camps. hang out with the same crowd. Y'all probably see pictures.
Was it to sell though, Jamel? Was it to sell or did
not in the end? Like I say, in the end, that was you know what I'm saying. The whole thing was to
right.
try to get my head and sell it.
Right.
Like, at that time, I'm thinking like, yo,
what's good?
I don't fucking know if he trying to sell it or he really feels some type of way. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like it'd be funny and like I never forget. I don't know if y'all seen this shit because I know they had I had posted it. This is like, I mean, like I said, rest in peace, PNB Rock or whatever. Same shit. Me, social media, Instagram. I posted my location. Boom, his motherfucker Shakur shows up. yo, I'm over here. Listen, it was funny. I can laugh at it now, but like, listen, I'm at a motherfucker like a fucking seafood broil. So you know, got the gloves on,
Awkward. Awkward as fuck.
You had the big one.
Yo, you all on guard.
Little Mo, he's like this. What?
Listen, I got the big one. I'm in this motherfucking. I had a lot of rah in the background. Like, what the fuck going on? I ain't paying it no more. I'm just enjoying my motherfucker. Man, listen, man. Shakur showed up there, motherfucker, with like 15 niggas deep.
Yeah.
Word? Wow.
So you know,
he's from Jersey. He crazy.
You know, wherever we live in, everybody got the phone out, so you gotta play that shit. You gotta play this shit up cool because you gonna look
smart.
If you say, look, you know what I'm saying, look like you shook. But I'm there with my team and everything, but like I'm there with my team. But his team was bigger. So he told me, they about listen. We about to move. We about to motherfucking move furniture and shit. But I'm sitting trying to play it cool, like this nigga wild right now. I'm sitting trying to crack open, man. And, they had to go get security and shit. That shit was great. Yeah, it was wild. So like when I seen that shit about motherfuckers posting their location, that was my lesson learned right there. But I was like, yo, this motherfucker really is he really serious?
Shakur wild for pulling up.
Yeah, man. Like I got some like that. I think that's probably like the craziest fight build up in my whole career I ever had. Like Shakur actually gave me a run for my money in terms of like really pushing the fight. Even during time when the last press conference, I think matter of fact ESPN Ringside had just posted that shit today, matter of fact on Instagram, like. You know, he trying to grab the belt and everything.
Yeah, I was about to say
I'm trying to just play it cool as shit, but I'm like, yo, he really pushing it. But like, great afterwards, you know what I'm saying? We hugged it out. Like saying, matter of fact, we text all the time now and shit. We talk all the time, you know what I'm saying? Because like, you know, he young, you know what I'm saying? Like he's still
young boo.
Yeah, he you know what I'm saying? He a new father, so you know, I just give him game on terms.
Oh, word,
of,
that's what's up. That's
fatherhood and thing, you know, like what to look out for and shit like that. But like. It's all cool now, but yeah, like a year ago, that shit was not funny.
Really put up. Is he the hardest fighter you ever had to fight?
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that your hardest fight? Obviously,
hardest. You know why it's my hardest? Because the motherfucker's too hard to hit.
Yeah,
it's one thing losing the fight when you win the fight and y'all, you know what I'm saying, the man, you know what I'm saying, you just came up short. But it's like the most frustrating thing when like I'm in front of this motherfucker, but I can't hit him. Like, what the fuck going on here? Like, yo, everything I'm throwing at him was like. It's just not getting to the mark. I think, and it's crazy. When we spoke after the fight, I think like a few months afterwards, though, like you know, so we were speaking in between, but like for the Oscar Valdez fight, you know, because like I said, I do ESPN top rank commentating now. So you know, I got to sit down with these fighters now and shit. So we talking, and he's like, they asked him like, yo, who's the hardest puncher that you know? Who's the hardest ever hit you? He's like, I ain't gonna lie, man. Jamel caught me with some shit now. I'm like, motherfucker, I did, because I remember hitting you with shit. I'm being real, like, what the fuck?
Like this.
What round was this shit? I was like, yo. But he was real straight up. He was like, nah, he was like, you hit me with some shit. I had to like, yo, nah, I gotta be wary. So you know what I'm saying? With that was my, you know what I'm saying, that was my pride moment right there. But even though he still got the win and shit, but like, you know what I'm saying, he a real good dude. He's straightforward, but like. Nah, that time though, it was really like some real bad blood. Like after my like both our camps were cool before then. But, like during that time, nobody, you know what I'm saying? They was on some, you know, fuck New York. We was like fuck Jersey, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did see that.
That's hilarious.
Like, and the crazy thing about it though, I think it would have did bigger, in my opinion, if the fight went to the Garden. Because that was push it to
only right.
Because he would
that would have been a perfect spot.
I ain't like how the fight went down to Atlanta. No, we ain't from Atlanta. Like,
yeah,
like
just random.
that's very true.
The fight would have did good for both of us if we went to the Garden, but it is what it is.
Especially if they push you to do that fight. I mean, that's
what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly. So
because it should have. Yeah.
We both in that region. Like, why not put it up north? Up north.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that didn't make sense.
Like, I'm still mad as fuck because, like I said, they gave me a motherfucking. I don't know disrespect to the Atlanta
30-day notice.
They gave me a motherfucker. They gave me my jersey with my name with it, but I still like.
What you gonna do with that?
It's
word. Right.
Yo, so listen, Mood.
You gonna go to a game? You gonna go to a game?
I hate it. Is when I seen these fighters when they get their Knicks jerseys and shit, they don't even.
They not even from New York,
right?
I'm like, yo, and it was like that's the only things I have about everything with my career is like I never got to really headline. I fought in the Garden and I fought at the Barclays Center plenty of times, but like I never got the headline at the Garden.
Who's somebody you never got to fight but you wanted to fight so bad? Like it would be your dream fight.
Miguel Berchelt and Oscar Valdez. I even told Top Rank I'll come back.
Oscar Valdez, okay.
I'll come back for Oscar Valdez.
Oscar fighting now, word.
I'll come back for Oscar Valdez fight because y'all see me. I ain't putting on 40, 50 pounds or like that.
Yeah.
But like it just gotta make sense. I'm at that point where it just gotta make sense. You know
what they say? Did you have that conversation with them yet?
We had small,
this
but it's like one thing like I respect the game so much. It's like, yo, I don't want y'all to give me nothing. If I come back, let me get back on the winning path and then we speak about that. You know what I mean? But
okay, so they come
Some of these guys, y'all see motherfucker lose and then he come back, he wanna fight a $3 million payday, and she's like, yo, you gotta earn your keep, yo.
Right.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, how do you balance like your like navigate through your career with like leverage in terms of like where you at with your career?
It's crazy, man. Like this social media era is crazy. Like, if you gotta one thing that Top Rank actually told me when I first came on board, if you know how to either fight, you're good. If you know how to sell tickets, you're good. If you could do both, you in there. So like you gotta at least have either one of those two. You gotta at least be a ticket seller, or you gotta be a hell of a fighter. You know what I'm saying? For them to really be like, they make you go around there, skip that line and shit. You know what I mean? But like for me, they always tell me, I was one hell of a fighter. So I'm still cool. Like I said, I work with the company, so it's not. It won't be an issue if I want to be like, yo, I want to fight again. Let me get back on that winning path, and then we can speak about fighting this one, that one. Because it's crazy though. Like, October 29th, I'll be in New York for that card. But like, my man Jermaine Ortiz, the last fight I fought, who I lost to, whatever. But like, he about to fight Lomachenko.
Yeah, I was about to say.
That's crazy.
I ain't mad at him.
How that money? I feel like he's skipping people though. That's crazy.
That's how.
But do you think Lomo picked that fight?
No, you gotta look at this. You gotta look like this move. Like I thought about it too. It's like, but you gotta take it as a compliment. He beat me, right?
That is a compliment.
Former champion.
Right. So that automatically puts him up there in the line to be like, yo, oh shit, he could fight another world champ.
Nah, that's facts. That's respect. Nah, that is respect.
If he'd have beat me, then he got hit back to fighting bums.
Yeah, right.
That's very true.
That's true.
Like same thing. Like even with Shakur, because we were both fighting. We were actually both fighting to get the Oscar Valdez ass. Because Oscar Valdez, listen, Oscar was gonna fight. Oscar, he wasn't gonna fight nobody out there. He wasn't gonna fight no his thing, it came from his team directly. His thing was his management at least. Their thing was I was too tall and I was a southpaw. Because Oscar a little motherfucker, bro. He a little motherfucker, man. So I was too long and rangy, and he, you know what I'm saying? I was athletic. In other words, I was a black athlete. You know what I'm saying? So like,
right.
Like, you got it. Like yo, I'm telling you, after this shit, you're gonna look at boxing a lot different. I'm telling you. No disrespect to them, because that's their strategy to get that money. Okay, whatever. Right. But if you look at all the Oscar Valdez and shit most of the time, like look who he fighting. He fighting, you know what I'm saying, the fighters that go and sit there in front of him and bang it out, and then they're gonna see who goes first. Like when he fought some Miguel Berchelt, or this one or that one.
Yo, that fight was crazy though.
He didn't want to fight me. He didn't want to fight Shakur. Matter of fact, you can go dig it up yourself. Shakur even says in an interview the reason why he fought Shakur because Shakur had to take less money in order for Oscar Valdez to agree to fight. You can't. There's nothing. You can't make these fighters. You can't force these fighters to fight you. You gotta at least have some type of flaw, or you gotta give something up. And in Shakur's case, he had to give up. You know what I'm saying, a ton of his money just to get that Oscar Valdez fight, because Valdez was going to fight him. He wasn't, and he did the same thing with me because I was trying to fight him. Matter of fact, after the Frampton fight, but they was.
That's what I thought you were gonna fight. That's what I thought that was the fight before.
I was trying to fight him. I tried to fight Miguel. Listen, I tried to fight Miguel Burchell after I won the belt. They would never because they tried. So I was too much of a botcher. I was too much of a mover. I wasn't. Listen, I'm not. That's what I meant about knowing your strengths and weaknesses. I'm not Miguel Burchell. At the time, he was knocking out everybody. He knew for a fact. I'm not about to sit in front of your motherfucking ass for 12 rounds.
No. Yeah, that's just gameplay. Like I don't understand.
You gonna catch this goddamn jab all
Right.
Yeah, but he didn't want to do that. He tried to think, it's gonna be a boring fight. Nah, you just didn't like the fact that I actually can move.
Your style,
yeah, maneuver and shit. So that's why like I said, I shot the guys like my man, even my man Carl Frampton. Guys like that, because I wasn't getting those fights that I actually wanted. Like when I say about the dream fights, I wasn't getting those because it was just I was just too wrong for them, as they said.
Another controversial question before you go, Moo. Who's the most overrated fighter?
There's too many of them motherfuckers. I don't care. There's too many.
Give me a high ranked overrated fighter.
I didn't think he was gonna say that.
Yeah, I didn't think he was gonna say it, but I love the answer. I like these answers.
That's what I asked. How's boxing right now?
It's genuine. I like this genuine shit.
There's a lot of motherfuckers out here that sit there and they play the part, but who they really fighting?
Yeah.
At least for me, I'd be like, I try to fight everybody. Straight up. Even I try to fight everybody. I ain't never ducked nobody, but you'll get guys, they actually good, but you don't know how good they are because they're not.
Jamel, I want to name Jamel. Don't play around this question.
Listen, I kind of feel like
Garcia. We're talking about Garcia, right?
Ryan Garcia could be overrated.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia?
Obvious. Yeah, we talking about Garcia. That's obvious.
So what's the biggest thing with him? Because I see a lot of that. So I really want to touch that topic. Ryan Garcia. He's a social media guy.
I'm about to say
punch everybody in the ribs. Make everybody start crying. So why does everybody hate his ass? Explain to me why everybody hates his ass.
I'm be real with you. Like I said, I ain't got no issue with Ryan. Like I said, I just feel like I want to see more from Ryan. But right now, he's considered overrated because it's like he ain't do nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying he don't got the skill or talent, but what has he done? But like the reason why he gets so much hate is because think about it. You was the mandatory to fight my man Devin Haney. That means you had a guaranteed shot at a world title. What fighters on some real shit move? Matt, what fighters at least 20 years ago were passing a world title fight?
Gotta take the opportunity.
Exactly. But him, he was just like, nah. He just had 1,000 reasons why he couldn't, you know what I'm saying? So it was like,
you think it's because of Oscar?
Nah,
his team?
all of them got to play in that shit. All of them do. And you know what I'm saying? I fuck with Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Oscar, we know it should be cool too, but it's like today's business is different from what it was, you know what I'm saying, when I first started at least fighting and shit, watching the shit from the Roy Jones and when I was fighting and shit. Them days, motherfuckers had to fight. They had to fight everybody. You know, you had to fight, you know what I'm saying? You had to fight somebody to get that respect. But like today, y'all see it's more about who you know, you're following on social media. Then they start arguing about who make the most money. Nobody listen. The fans, nobody want to hear that shit. But like, it's a lot of these. I think it's just honestly a lot of these younger fighters that's like that be out here. You know, they say they did this, but what we ain't see it yet because every time they get a real fight in front of them, they find some way to get out of that fight.
Right.
Terrible.
Yeah, and it's becoming easier now because of obviously the climate of just the environment and the things that we're dealing with. So everybody's a little more sensitive, and we also now accept more of.
Hey, put that shit out right. Put out some real shit though. Y'all put that shit out on your social media that I even said, Ryan Garcia is just overrated. without even putting up the rest of the clip. Watch how much backlash I get for that shit. Because you know, because like I said, it's the climate.
It's a good idea.
Right.
All you need is a strong following, and you can do no wrong.
So Garcia versus Davis, how many rounds?
Before
he gets knocked out.
Nah, I
think
give me that. Tank gonna catch him, man.
First round?
Nah, I don't know about the first round, but
be like 4 or 6.
I'll give about 6, 7 rounds, shit like that. I'm not against Ryan, but at least like Tank. Ryan been put down already before, you know what I'm saying? He been put down by a southpaw, you know what I mean?
Right.
Who had less power than Tank. So it's like, and Ryan still has those flaws of keeping his head straight on the line. He don't got no. Y'all never see Ryan out there moving his head, nothing like he just be here, and he's just trying to go for broke and hurt you before you get him first. But I feel like Tank just more elusive and have a lot of Arsenal. Matter of fact, I know the story about that. Tank wasn't feeling me for a few years. I don't even know if Tank feeling me now.
Yeah,
Wow, what happened?
I get along with a lot of people.
I
Though.
can't. I don't know. Yo, listen,
That's
man.
not just you though. It's
Listen,
Tank gets
me
along
and
a lot.
Tank was in training camp together for a minute too, but like over time, you know what it was when I was over there with Al Heyman. When I was actually moving down to the same weight class that he was in, he wasn't feeling it. But I wasn't thinking, at the time, I wasn't thinking nothing of it. I was just thinking like I'm just moving down to better my chances of winning.
That was 130.
Yeah, when he was at 130.
He was mad about that. You know how many fighters is in the 130 at that time?
I don't know. No, you know what it was? And then I found out afterwards, a lot of my people, a lot of people behind him was like, oh, yeah, Jamel's trying to come down at 130 to fight you in the future.
Get them belts, baby.
Yeah, so I guess he took a step away. And then, I think it's still up there on social. If you look on Twitter, it's up there somewhere. He had hit me up on Twitter first. I thought he was joking because I was laughing and on him. So I was like, yo, you playing? But he was dead ass. Then I started hearing from people was calling me up like, yo, man, Tank, what's up with you and Tank? Like, why he not feeling you and shit? But
that's wild.
I'm telling you, the box shit, wow, man. There's a lot.
There's a lot of politics in there.
Soap opera sound like a lot. For real.
Man, my man Jamel Charlo was mad at me recently too.
Nah, Charlo be wild.
Yo, I'll be cool with everybody. Yo, he was mad at me though because when he fought Brian Castellanos, his last fight or whatever, we had the same circle, me and Brian. So we, he would see me and Brian together in the same gym together and think like, oh, Jamel siding with them. I'm like, nah, I just train here. I don't like we don't even speak the same goddamn language. Like, yo,
right.
I just train here, but he seen that shit. Then I was like, but I hit him up. We spoke about it. But it was funny. He went on live on my ass. He was like, yeah, man. Me and him got the same goddamn name. He over there with them and shit. Like, yo,
wow.
Ain't that deep. But yeah, man. Shout out to Jamel Charlo there. But yeah, a lot of crazy. Boxing is a motherfucker, man.
Now, speaking of young fighters, I'm not sure if you guys know, but how good do you think Mac Truck is really gonna be?
Oh man, my man Mac Truck.
I'll be following him like the way he be knocking people out is.
He's
not even in shape yet.
He just took a setback. He just took a loss probably 2 months ago now. So, but Mac Truck,
right?
I just think that he moved a little too fast in that fight. Like he was fighting dudes
trying to get that knockout.
That's already fighting for world titles and shit. That's a little too fast. It's like you gotta just take your time. But I think Mac he'll be fine. But now is the real test to see where he's at mentally because when you take that first L, some of these fighters they don't be the same after that first L.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Wilder never bounced back. Like you see how the mental part. You watching Anthony Joshua go through the same thing.
Tyson Fury just got his number.
Yeah.
He those fights.
Yeah, I'm disappointed.
But who's your favorite fighter? Even if you can't give me one, give me your top three.
I'll give you. She's I'm gonna look at the little one in parenthood.
Yeah, little baby girl.
My favorite fighters, I'll give you a bunch. Like I said, Bud Crawford, Errol Spence, Canelo Alvarez, who just won. And Anoya Inoue from Japan.
Okay.
So I give a lot of these cats. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these cats, a lot of love and support. But there's a few of them.
That's fire. Now I asked everybody on all these podcasts. I asked them, the word culture. When you think of the word culture, what does culture mean to you? Now everybody has given different answers. You feel free to say exactly what you feel. The first thing that pops in your head, what does culture mean to you?
I think culture it starts from the within the household first. You know what I mean? With how you was raised and then it's the community and people around you and you know what I'm saying the same upbringing and the visions y'all have together and shit. But yeah, culture can be a lot of things. You know what I'm saying? Culture go from like I say community to race. How your background and what I'm saying from how your race is brought up and things like that. So it can mean a lot. But for me, like I said, my culture starts with my community. You know what I mean? So that's why I never shy from going home. You know what I'm saying to seeing the people that I came up with.
Fine. I know for me personally, seeing that everything that you accomplished, the setbacks that you had to take, whether it was personal, professional, you know what I'm saying, to come where you at now. I know you are a superstar in a lot of people's eyes. I know you are a hero in a lot of people's eyes, not just your kids. Like you got people from the Heights, from just from Long Island in general that see you fight and that you fighting for them too. You know what I'm saying? And you know that already. So it's like for me personally, just coming on Culture Shop podcast means a lot. But I'm just like,
Facts.
just from people like around the hood, like around that area, bro, you mean a lot to this community. I hope you always know that.
Yes,
And I really do appreciate you in
I
a lot of
appreciate
ways, man.
I appreciate y'all, man. Like sometimes I need a reminder, man, times because like sometimes I'm feeling like even like on some real shit, I'm not gonna lie to you, like when I took the setback, I felt like I let the culture of my community down at that point. But it was actually the people from where I'm from that actually uplifted me to keep continue to keep going forward. So but that's what the love is at. When you give love, you get it back in return. That's when you know it's real. So like that's why it's forever. It's always gonna be Long Island for me.
Look.
for sure. I agree. I think that's the best way to reciprocate love is to always show and give it, even if you needed the reminder, is to still
Right.
show the way you show. I follow you on Twitter and social media, so obviously I still see you communicate with everybody. Even you got a Facebook. I don't even know too many people that got blue checks that actually interact with people on Facebook. So
Yo,
That's
that's
love.
what that's what about being real is about. Like, I'm like, for one, I feel like I don't know on some real shit. I don't know how some of these athletes, celebrities, whatever you want to call them, how they do it. Like, that shit to me be boring as shit when they be acting like they get a blue check and them motherfuckers don't want to communicate. I can't do it. Like, I gotta, interact with people out there in the real world. Like, sometimes,
Right.
That's what it's for.
listen, all my accounts are some real shit. I don't trust nobody from on my social media.
Mm-hmm.
My social media account. If I say some shit, that's coming from me. You know what I mean? I might get an idea from somebody to post, but other than that, that's me. So when I
heard it here first.
that that's me. Like when something like Moo, you see it all the time. Every time you hit me on Twitter, instantly reply. You know what I mean?
Right.
I don't sit there like I don't know. Like nah, like
That's
shit.
love. No, that's love. One of my final question to you, I don't know if these guys got any. My final question to you is you talking about you doing top rank now. Just explain like what's your future looking like as far as like boxing. Are you gonna stick with the top rank? Or are you dipping and diving into different things? Like
Well, he might come
what's
back.
the thing? I know he might. I know he got. I see you got the itch still,
I'm
but
definitely dipping. Like even like I think in a couple of weeks from now, I got to go down south to go, film a movie. You know what I'm saying? Do some movie scenes. So I'm
That's
trying
awesome,
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
awesome, bro.
Like me, it's like I feel like you got one life to live. I'm trying to do everything that I possibly do. So I was like, I'm gonna get into acting. I got management going on, so I help out the fighters to help them look out for the shit. You know what I'm saying that I wasn't, privy to when I was coming up in the game. So like I try to do everything, but to better myself and also help others out there. So yeah, man, it's not just boxing for me. I'm trying to do other shit. Like I said, again, when acting, I'm gonna tell you at first. I actually just had a talk with one of my attorneys, you know what I'm saying, one of my people I work with, he's an attorney. I actually wanted to do a show just based on Long Island on some real shit.
It's tough.
Cause like
That's what's up, putting us on.
they came to me because I wrote a book or whatever, but they came to me about that. But I was like, I don't want to do any movie or anything like that on me. I said, if anything, I want to do. I said, and forget a movie. I said, why can't we just do a series, and we can just do it based on where I'm from, and that way, I can get the community involved, and where I can bring people in to where now everybody is making money and doing whatever
opportunities.
and everybody, yeah, exactly, and everybody's now they getting different contacts and reaches out there. You know what I'm saying? So that's just the type of person I am. I never been the cat that want to just
Love that.
hog everything for myself. So my thing was like, I say shit, fucking the Shy got their shit. You know what I mean? Fucking 50 got his shit with power. Then you know what I'm saying? Then, you know what I'm saying? They got this one over here in Baltimore. You know what I mean? Some
Some shit right on Northfleet. Yep.
You'll get a lot. You get a lot right off that shit. You get a lot off that shit.
But that's just my vision. Like, I'd rather do something with like it don't gotta be nothing like crazy negative. Like, you try to do like power and shit, but it's like can we shed some light on
Nigga said put it on Northwood.
y'all know how it is. Motherfuckers think we in Long Island. They think we just go over motherfucking mansions and like that's the Hamptons.
Yeah, that's the Hamptons. Fact.
I got Long Island fucked up. Y'all Hamptons, like we don't live.
Yeah,
like,
people always think that.
we got struggles out there too and shit. So that's what I want to bring to, you know what I'm saying, the world. Like, yo, Long Island, don't think it's all about just the motherfucking the Hamptons and far out, you know, out there and shit like that. East, like, nah, it gets real out there too.
People don't know.
So that's just my thing. But yeah, that's what I've been working on. Like I've been trying to just, you know what I'm saying, bring more light and more, you know what I'm saying, inspiration and attention to where we come from.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited for those brothers.
I would love that.
My final question: who you got? You got Shields, Marshall, Alicia, Mayer.
Shields. I can't. I ain't gonna listen. I ain't trying to get cursed out by none of my female friends. Shout out to Alicia and Michaela. You know, Michaela was one of my teammates back in the day. Alicia, that's my homegirl from Detroit. But like for them, like that's a real I think
that's gonna be a tough fight.
Yeah, I think that fight still the whole spotlight because they got some real bad blood. But nah, I think that's actually good for women's boxing because y'all know women's boxing came from. They wasn't getting no respect and love. So it's good to see that they have like the limelight on them now. So shout out to all those women out there. But definitely rocking with Clarissa Shields.
Yeah, I can't wait to meet Shields. Something about her. I feel like she's from where I'm from. Like
I gotta bring her home then.
You definitely gotta bring her to the hood.
You gotta pull up. He said,
I'm about to get her ass on the show. Like, sis, you gotta do it for me at least.
She got good energy.
They fuck with you over there, sis. Come on.
Mm-hmm. Moo gonna have a lot of questions for right up the rip. I ain't gonna say that.
I watch all her fight. I know. Listen, man, fighting. I love it. I'm glad that you got on.
After this shit, hit me on Twitter and watch me tag her ass in. Like, yo, you got get your ass over here. She gonna get fired, yo. Like, she gonna get part of my shit, yo.
That's what's up.
All right. So my final question is just a basic one. Just advice to young fighters, striving fighters, coming up fighters, especially when to your point earlier, like knowing when to bounce back from losses.
Right. Nah, it's a message not even just fighters, it's the younger generation, you know what I'm saying, in general. Like, yo, y'all gotta have it all starts within yourselves. You gotta have that self-belief. You know what I mean? You can it don't matter what sport or whatever y'all do, we all know somebody that was very talented in one area, but they never had that confidence or that push to really pursue and really bring it out of them. You know what I mean? Like I know a lot of cats back at home. I'm like, damn man, you should have been doing this, and that. You had
a lot of talent. A lot of talent came out along with.
Like, so now I'll be like, yo, don't. It's like I told you earlier, don't be that cat that's always been like, 10 years from now, like, damn, that could have been me, or what if? I'd rather for you to succeed. I mean, to go out and attempt something and fail than to never try at all. Because at least you could learn from your failures, and at least you could say you at least attempted and you tried and you gave it your all. A lot, you know what I'm saying, you never know your full potential until you try. A lot of people are too busy staying in their comfort zone. Y'all see those, you know what I'm saying? They don't like to take risks. Like, nah,
challenge yourself.
Ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, challenge yourself and take that risk. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna judge you? You know what I mean? In the end, you know what I'm saying, you try to better yourself while others, they stayed in their comfort zone. Don't be that cat.
Amen.
Jamel, man, I just want to say from all of us, man, thank you for being here. Continue fighting, man. I know you're gonna get that itch to come back. Continue fighting if you want.
I got it now.
I know you do.
I know. It gotta be right. But I appreciate you.
I appreciate you being here, man. We all do. And this is Culture Shout Podcast. Shout out to the champ.
I'll be back.
We out of here, baby.
I'll be back.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.